Hello and welcome to my Travelers Within YouTube channel. I'm your host and guide, Val Jon Farris. I'm no movie star, but because of my high adventures and bold expeditions, not to temples of doom, but rather to inspiring temples and their ancient civilizations over the years, many people have called me the Indiana Jones of personal growth. So I finally decided to accept the title. I've served as a mentor and life guide for thousands of people over the years in my public workshops and corporate programs, as well as by hosting expeditions to sacred sites in Central and South America. Fortunately, there are no huge rolling boulders to outrun on my guided expeditions. I'm truly enthused to share some of my life's work with you, and I hope you find it inspiring and useful. The videos showcased on my channel focus on two diverse areas of life travel: explorations into the inner world of personal growth and expeditions into the outer world of sacred sites. There's something magical about bringing these two worlds together and engaging in them simultaneously. The outcome is a powerful synergy that broadens our horizons and enriches our lives. For example, by going within and imagining ourselves visiting an exotic destination, it can inspire us to actually travel there and experience it firsthand. And likewise, by exploring that destination, it can evoke epiphanies and insights within us we would never otherwise have experienced. But there's something even more magical about traveling within and between these two worlds. If it's done with expert guidance and focused intent, the arbitrary division between the inner and outer worlds begins to dissolve. What arises in its place is a deeper understanding about the nature of reality and our place within it. So, what is this deeper understanding and what benefits might it offer us? It's that the inner and outer worlds are not actually separate. They exist as one indivisible and interconnected reality. This unification ends the illusion of separateness and results in a profound sense of wholeness, belonging, and relatedness. The downside, however, is that as the illusionary division between the inner and outer world vanishes, so too does the illusion of our individual identity, our assumed separate self that has relied upon the division for its entire existence. That can be a disturbing outcome to consider. If our familiar self were to dissolve, where would we be? And who would we be? The deeper truth, however, is that rather than losing ourself, we actually find ourselves anew within a larger context of being I call the supra-self. Think about it this way. Rather than assuming you were born into the world, which is clearly a separatist mindset, what if you were actually born out of the world, or from it, which represents an inclusive mindset? The mind-blowing reality is that everything in nature, in our world, and within the entire expanse of the cosmos exists as a unified whole. We can see this wholeness everywhere if we look from a larger perspective and use a bit of imagination. Take a tree, for example. While we can only see its trunk, limbs, and leaves, there's much more to the tree than meets the eye. By not being able to observe its underground presence, we fail to grasp the extent of its interconnectivity with the earth. But when we expand our scope of perception, we're able to see the tree's interconnected root system and therefore its unity with nature. In the same way, by expanding our scope of perception about the nature of reality and our place within it, we realize that the inner world of our psyche and the outer world around us are also not separate. They, along with us, are an interconnected expression of universal wholeness. While this epiphany makes sense as a kind of philosophical given, when we actually let go of our limiting conclusion of separateness and embrace our existence as a sacred expression of wholeness, everything changes. By doing so, we undergo an exponential expansion of who we are and what we're capable of, a redefinition of self that transforms every aspect of our lives. Expanding our presence of self into this larger context is called transcendence. In essence, it's about letting go of the ego self and its assumptions of separateness and migrating into a larger context of presence, the supraself. Along with this migration, not only are we freed up from isolation, we gain access to super capabilities and capacities that enhance the quality of our lives and elevate our ability to create, achieve, and accomplish. The best way to begin to engage with transcendence and the superself is to check out my video clips that showcase traveling into the inner and outer worlds, namely those posted in my Superself and Expeditions into Spirit playlists, in addition to others soon coming. The combination of these two venues of exploration will get you started on your way. I also recommend reading my book, Travelers Within, Journeys into Being Human and Beyond, and to working with its companion handbook. The reviews have been stellar, and many of my readers share that the combination of my high adventure stories and my deep insight work has changed their lives. I'll put a link in the description below. I'm enthused to share my life's work with you, so feel free to explore my playlists. And if you like these presentations, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe for future posting notifications. Well, that concludes my intro clip. I always leave my friends and fellow life travelers with some useful guidance. Until next time, stay grounded, keep your heart open, trust the process, and be with what is.